and homes are very important matters. Anthropologists, sociologists, ethnologists just, been studying it for years. And through them, you can tell a story, a political story, a cultural story of the whole country. The first chapters is about the everyday life, things that you wouldn't see if the photographers, wouldn't show it to you. You have one room about the working class who became really poor during the Thatcher era, and then the second room is about the young people having to squat in the 80s because they don't know where to sleep. This is Anthony Auguste's picture. For a year he stayed with his uncle and aunt, and for a year he shot his family and the neighbors, and so it's quite probably for him kind of family album. And then we have the part on immigration, what we call now the Windrush generation, who came from the colony after the war to rebuild England, and who had a British passport, and they thought they were English, and when they arrived it was completely different, and they were rejected from everywhere. And then we have all the part on, council house buildings that were bought in the 60s. And it was a kind of utopian architecture. And then now they're getting demolished because, it was poor material, and it was impossible to live there after 20 years. The pictures inside are done by Tom Hunter, who had the keys of an apartment before it got demolished, and who could, for 2 years, could do the pictures of the people still living there and the empty flats. So that's the chapter about, social class. The question was, in an interior, do you see an individual taste, or do you see a social class taste? First of all, you have very rarely pictures in the, in very rich people, because they won't let you in unless you're introduced. Karen had her parents living in Belgravia, so she could get in. The text under the pictures comes with the pictures. This is what she heard during the photo shoot, and it's quite, kind of terrifying, whatever, the point of view. And then we finished with the picture of Ed Alcock about Brexit, which is heartbreaking. He questioned, what it is to belong to a nation, what it is to belong to Europe, what it is to, this feeling of home.
I found it quite moving. I also found it kind of heartbreaking. I think certainly in my lifetime, much of Britain's lost a certain zest for life. I think this exhibition kind of illustrates a lot of the reasons why.